So, Coach, first series for yourself and first series under the lights. How's the preparation so far? We've seen the team. What's the plan with the new look team?
Look, yeah, we're excited. I'm excited. First time I'm coaching Nepal inside Nepal, and I'm really looking forward to the home support that I've seen during NPL. But I'd also like to see them out here and fill the ground, create some noise, create a great atmosphere, and the players will really thrive on it. We've got some new players, new exciting players who have earned the right through performances in PM Cup. So it's a new start.
We've seen a new look team, some 5 changes from the World Cup team. So is this a long-term plan or just a short-term fix to see new players?
I was unsure about which way to go, and some of the selections were surprising for me, but I'm looking forward to seeing what these boys have. You can't see too much in the nets. You need to see them under pressure in proper matches before you can make a full judgment on their abilities. So this is a great opportunity for young players who, some guys have played before but have been out for a while, to come in and showcase their talents.
You said you were surprised. How closely have you been in contact with the selectors regarding selection of both the teams, ODI and T20?
Yeah, we had some conversations. I wasn't privy to a lot of the information, but that's just where it is. Some things are out of your control. I'm really pleased to be back here working with these players. It doesn't matter who you pick. They're great. They're great young men. They want to train hard. They want to play hard. They want to do the best for their country. So it's a pleasure when they're around.
We have new captain in Dipender in T20 format. So how do you look new leadership and new team under Dipender?
Yeah, it's the same way I've always treated leadership within the team. It's not the coach who runs the team; it's the captain. I'm just there to help and guide. And Dippy's got some good thoughts. He's one of our better players at a fantastic World Cup, and this now is the next step in his career. So look, captaincy not often is career defining. But leadership is, and you don't need to be a captain to be a good leader. Dippy's been a leader of the group without being captain. Now he's got that opportunity to lead the team as captain, along with some other good leadership people in the group. So he's, I think he's excited, and why wouldn't you? Captaining your country is a privilege.
Talking about UAE, we've played them a lot in international cricket. You're facing them in home tough for the first time. So what are you looking, apart from the home support, the home conditions, how well do you think we'll be using that?
You might see a different pitch to what you saw in the NPL. Judging by the practice facilities, they're fantastic, out in the middle there, and the match pitches will be better than that as well. I know the ground staff have worked tirelessly to get the ground up to a really good condition. The outfield looks fantastic, and the pitches we're playing this series on look excellent. So we just play our game. When you get to international cricket, pitches are very good. When you go to World Cups, and you've got to adapt to those conditions. But I think the one thing is everyone's comfortable being at home. They're surrounded by their loved ones, and the crowd will be very passionate towards the Nepal cricket team. And I think the players are really looking forward to that.
Earlier you've spoken about left-handed all-rounders, and we had Basir in the World Cup. We have now got Kusal, Santosh, all three at the same time.
Yep.
So what's the idea behind that selection?
Well, it comes down to what the opposition have got, and if you follow the cricket and you understand the cricket, you need to pick accordingly to negate their strengths. And UAE, most associate teams, they have a lot of left-arm spinners. And when the ball does spin, it's difficult as a right-hander to really capitalise on that. So I've been looking for left-handed batters for a while now who can cope in international cricket, and so these boys have got an opportunity to showcase their talent, which is great.
Santosh in specific, he was player of the tournament in the under 19s. In the NPL, he was emerging player, and right now he's just back from the PM Cup MVP. So how do you see him? How do you grow him in the team? Do you bring him straight away, or we just keep him around?
I'll keep that up my sleeve, mate. I've got a meeting with Dipender later, so we'll discuss the makeup of the team. But Look, I don't see this series as, must win. I see the series as, we need to go out and play the cricket that we know we can play and let the result take care of itself. If we focus too much on the result, we'll forget about the nurturing of talent that we brought in. And you don't want to leave too many young players first come in, you don't want to leave them exposed. International cricket's tough. Whether you're playing domestic cricket, international cricket, it's a tough game of cricket. It's a tough sport. So you want to give them the easier ride in rather than just throwing them straight into the wolves. But he's here for a reason. He's not here because it's his turn. He's here because he's forced his way in with performance, and that's the only way you get picked in teams. You outperform everybody else, and not just by a long way. And he's done that.
We've around 20 players at the moment in ODI and T20. The main focus will be in CWC League, the World Cup qualifiers that is. So how do you plan to balance with 2 assistant coaches at the team right now? So how do you plan to balance the load for yourself with the T20 series going ahead of it?
Look, the load for a coach isn't too bad. Sometimes by the end of it you get tired. You're constantly thinking, you're watching the game of cricket, and you use a lot of mental energy. But look, I think we've got players that can cope in both formats. The one thing about the Nepalese players, they're very fit. They're strong, but we'll manage them throughout the process as well. Good news is we don't have back-to-back games in the 50-over series. That can be hard work. We do have a number of days off, minimum of 1 day off in between games, so that's enough for recovery as well. But look, we will manage. This series, I think, is a great opportunity to see what emerging talent we have underneath, and also be great for the current players to understand what's chasing them down. So we get back into our cricket tomorrow night. Look forward to it. These games, we're out there to win them. They're not must win, but we're out there to win the game. So we don't like losing, and winning creates really good habits. Losing creates learning. So you've got to learn from those mistakes and get better. But ultimately, I want the boys to go out and enjoy themselves, enjoy playing cricket at home. They haven't played here for a long time. I want them to go out and really enjoy it.
Thank you.